with only a couple of matches to go. They'll need to win them if they want to get towards any sort of tie with Gen G, and it becomes very, very difficult for them to get out of that relegation zone.
Players at Worlds last year, and right now, looking very likely to miss Worlds given Afrika's struggles, but it's only spring, and if they can actually put together a 3-match win streak, even if they're likely to lose their remaining matches, at least they have something to show for a spring season that's been nothing but struggling for Afrika. Remember, Afrika were runners-up of spring last year.
Yeah.
The fall has been severe. Playoffs sold but eliminated from, but Afrika keep fighting.
Hasn't figured out exactly how they're supposed to win League of Legends.
Not like Gen G, though, have completely had their wits around them about lineups either. QV and Roach alternating, Roach and Fly alternating.
Yep.
They've had their own solo lane woes. Only Ruler and Keen are
Kalista that's already so strong at that point of the game. QV's going to go back to an old favorite here in the Gnar, and we've got the Gnar-Orianna combo that Gen G have loved for many, many years.
Gotta say, ball carriers here, pretty reliable.
Yeah.
Olaf's gonna get there, and Gnar could get there in the biggest way possible. So, a lot to like in terms of the ball carriers, but oh yes.
Consistent damage is certainly something that Afrika have. We'll see whether they can make it work in game 1.
Because either he's counter-ganking or stopping the crowd campers. TP.
Yeah, teleport to come in. Immediately, aiming's going to be following in here as well, as that's going to be the key landing onto life. He's very dead. The flash still hasn't come back up. And first blood goes to aiming as just he enters the lane.
Orianna might be reaching a point where she can control waves well, but her time for actually impacting team fights, as we know, is about ability power. Those base damages on the shockwave especially, definitely nothing to write home about.
Yeah. So
and Jelly's here.
They watch this go down.
This is the leashing that we saw from Tarzan, if you remember, leashing into this position to the left here. No smite steal. Jelly walks up first. We're seeing Afrika, who again have the more easy on paper drop.
Might just be Dread doing too much damage to this dragon. Does
He's gonna
land
go
the
over.
Sonic Wave.
I believe
Looking
you,
for
Dread.
headbutt pulse, not going to be able to get it there as we're even on the Infernal Drake's Jelly. Looking for this trample stun as the Meganar is in great timing. That was a very weird resonating strike, but one that works out for Peanut. As now Gen G are on the run, they're trying to get away with this dragon and their lives. Looks like Life is going to be the one to go down, but that's the only kill. That pun was horrendous, but unfortunately it was just going to happen.
Sometimes Life hits you in the face. This time it's Life getting hit in the face. As Sun's looking for more, actually. That was Gen G have also got multiple summoners down. They're doing a good job of controlling this river. Actually, Jelly's on a bit of a walkabout here.
Yeah, the cow getting corralled just a little bit here. It does have the ultimate available. That's a big pulverize, but Jelly's just dead.
Yeah, the ultimate was actually still on cooldown, Atlas. You would assume it would be, but still level 1, so ultimate on cooldown. Now, they'll lose mid lane turret. They lost the bot lane turret earlier. Chunk out doesn't actually happen onto Sun theirs, but it looks like there's going to be an answering objective in Gen G, who still want to get their items going, are getting a bit more gold injected as Afrika, taking their pedal off of the accelerator.
Yeah, just a little bit, but Sun and Keen are going to come up with that Realm War. Peanut already at half health as the Paddle Star is going to go wide. Fair bit of damage. Sun's going to get slowed down, but Dread just takes life into his own hands. He's going to get rid of Peanut. Fly coming in with Shockwave at the ready, but the disengage has already happened for the Afrika Freaks. They've taken one. Trouble Bubble lands onto the Tahm Kench. Another Paddle Star would do it, but didn't quite have it off DPS alongside the Kalista so well.
Ooh, Afrika, Sun has the default summoners here.
All right, that's the flash headbutt pole, but Ruler's able to get out of there. Can he actually get the knockup? The kick's unnecessary there from Dread as Ruler just gets obliterated. It's a huge investment, but they get their man.
And this has been Afrika. They're using flash on, aiming multiple times to get picks, so they want to get kills, and they're thinking about Baron. They're thinking about the secure of their end. They're on it already.
Whoa, that's a big flash. Fantastic portal jump, but it's not going to be enough as they do manage to make their way back in. The Afrika Freaks have started this Baron, but now losing their mid laner will mean that this Baron is not going to go down. That was his most relevant item spike. I think Bloodthirster does make things a bit better, but Ruler's found him and he's just dead. That face check is just not what you want. Thought that they had more map control than they thought they did, and the Afrika Freaks are starting to get ahead of themselves.
There's a lane priority here. He clears a ward. They don't have minions or a lane wall. He just straight up dies.
Yeah, I think we call that, that's almost into That was good positional advantage there.
See, glass half empty Ezreal of, well, he doesn't have as much CS, at least his build isn't that expensive, even Triforce. Hope doesn't do too much, and aiming's low already.
Yeah, True Shot Barrage is going to come down. Jelly gets a double knockup, but the Fate Skull is going to have to be invested just to get the Alistair out of there. Now it's just the Raptor camp that's going to come in, and Freak of Freaks.
Trying to see what they can get done.
Yeah, Fly, you can see coming in on that top side. Cube's going to be a little bit late to this one, but does have himself to teleport, but the Naba is not quite there. Trouble Bubble flies over the wall. They know that one is now on cooldown.
It might be YOLO time,
spots
Atlas.
this one out. It is going to be a 50-50, but remember, the Ren does exist as Keen. He's going to be able to play spoiler, but Peanut plays the most, picks up the Baron, just flashes in there and steals it away.
What was happening? Yes, Smite on Dread. Where was the timing at?
Where was the Ren? Oh my god.
I think the Ren came in and no Smite followed it. We're going to have to see the replay to confirm it. Here's an all-in anyway.
Yeah, a Freak of Freaks trying to get in there. That's Jelly getting a decent headbutt pulverized. Life has to flash to get out of the way as Keen's just trying to get into spell range. Trouble Bubble is going to land, but he can't get the overloads down on top. Cube disrupting in the backline. Dread not able to get the kick flash. It's another Trouble Bubble. It's fantastic there from Sun, but the Blast Cone gets life out of there, and they don't lose any of their barracks.
Oh boy, Freak of Freaks making it so tricky for themselves. Gen G is looking like they might actually have been able to outlast Africa in spite of all the odds here. KT fans around. All right, so a lot of spears. Remember 50% Ren damage these days. What happens here? We're at 1600. Ren was used early, like I mentioned, and then Dread was just kind of watching as Peanut gets in. You don't order it that way when you're against an Olaf. He always gets in the pit. He's Olaf.
Ren
it's the
does
one thing
the
you can
most
do.
damage. Oh my goodness.
And that's where you remember there's two really young players who apparently didn't talk to each other around the Ren Smite interaction, and now they just look real.
Managed to figure that one out as another party warp comes in.
Who's partying though, Atlas?
Looking for Ruler. Keen's very fast with this phase rush, is now live. Gets the spit out over the wall, but he's going to get punished for it. Has a lot of great health, but not a lot of health bars. Now Dread getting kited by Ruler. Another Mystic Shot is going to land. Dread is going to survive for so long. That's going to be the shield from Ruler, the last tick of the Ignite, but it doesn't matter. There's just so much damage available. And now it's just aiming against the world. The Crush comes in. Aiming gets over that wall. That's a really cute play. Can they actually get on top? There are so many sticks. The wallop comes forward. The Rend is used early though and isn't able to pick up Peanut. But Aiming says, all right, you want some more? You can have it if you want to come get it.
Aiming almost pulled off the biggest outplay on Callista we've seen in multiple years. You still give him the benefit of the doubt. That was sick outplay onto the two of them there. He can't pick up the kills. Remember though, they're getting rid of Baron Bus on the side of Gen G, even though overall they trade down one.
Yeah, unfortunately Jelly didn't get into the Realm Warp at the start of this one. I thought that might have been an error here from the Afrika Freaks that could have stopped this, and you saw with the amount of backline threat that Gen G has with this now, Ruler keeps himself alive for way too long for this to go well for the Afrika Freaks.
And remember, Afrika are mostly about killing one person, so Ruler does die at the end. Big shout out to Aiming on how he plays out the end of this fight, because it looks like he's just wasting a summoner. He gets over the wall with the hop. The moment the Cube comes over in Mega Gnar form, it's Olaf and Gnar. What are they going to do? They can't do any damage to him. If he had got the double kill here, it would have been a play that lasts forever. Awesome play from Aiming. But honestly, he needs to do better. He needs one more of those post-haste, because he was also the one that started the dominoes going the way of some of the other teams. We can push in here, and
oh my god, he's almost just dead. Trisha Barrage is going to miss, and Jelly's going to block that Mystic Shot. Ruler still wants it, though. He's so aggressive. The Undertow picks it up in the end, as now Jelly is going to die as an afterthought. No, does have the Fate Skull to keep him alive. Afrika Freaks lose their Zoe, though, in a situation where he was just trying to poke.
Yes, but the time to poke was way
ward. This is going to be really scary.
I think it's time to run a Baron again.
Yeah, we're going for another YOLO.
All right, Smite, then Ren. Smite, then Ren. Smite, then Ren.
Well, Trisha Barrage is only going to find Sun. Jelly is at full health. They're looking for the turn, but you can see Dread just takes so much damage here.
Smite, then Ren.
Yep, can we get it? We're at 5,000 health currently. That's a great pulverize. As now the Devour has to be used on the Olaf. That means that the Ezreal's not going to be as safe. Two-man Shockwave. He's going to be there on the front line, and immediately Keen is taken out. Jelly's going to follow. It's a kill for the Nara. It's a kill for the Ezreal. Make that a double as the Callista's going to go down. That Mystic Shot doesn't land, but Gen G have won the fight, and they're looking to just win the game.
They're going to probably be able to do it, Atlas. Afrika were too greedy. They were trying to leash the Baron and also look for the fight. They get the sticks in. But the sticks aren't going to be enough. They try to shake a stick at Gen G, but Gen G outlasts them. The interrupt in the back there might help with this finish.
Yep, and we were talking about the Griffin Hanwha series yesterday, the blowout that was game number 1. We said that's not going to affect the mental. This is a game that throws your mental through a complete loop. Yeah, I know. And we were watching Challenger earlier today. I thought that was going to be the most tilting game of the day. It's going to be this one as Gen G steal the victory from the Afrika Freaks and keep KT's hopes alive.
Afrika Freaks giveth, Afrika Freaks throw away is the only way to think about this one. Afrika was so far ahead, they did so much right, and then aiming face checked and everything fell apart in multiple ways. Aiming and Dread need to just have some trust falls, because if this was the real life trust fall where you have to catch your friend, I think they might have to go to the hospital after this one, Atlas. I don't know, man. That was for that to happen this many best of ones into the season, they've played 30-odd games already, is a bad look for Afrika Freaks. And Gen G, they've got something around them, and KT fans, the most affected by this now, Gen G 1 game away from all but relegating KT roster.
Yeah, they certainly got the panic attacks starting.